Hi everybody, welcome to today's reading. And boy, does Spirit want to talk, because the energy is really thick and the energy is really hard right now. And what is happening on the planet, and it starts on a macro level, comes down to a micro level, right? So the energy we're experiencing on the planet is exposing shadow, and shadow cannot be exposed unless there is light. And who is the light? We are the light. Anyone who is listening to this recording, this message from Spirit today, you are reminded that you are the light. And there is a real propensity for us to feel like we're being dragged into a vortex of Shatola, right? A vortex of like, I can't, couldn't, shouldn't be happy. Other people are having such tragedy and trauma in their lives at this specific time. And we're aware of it because of media. Why does this occur? Spirit wants us to think about what is it that we are learning from this experience, because we can't just get in our car or in a plane or whatever and just go and fix it. We're just one person amongst the 8 billion people on the planet, right? We have an intention, so therefore we use our light to affect the micro, to affect the people around us. So what are you doing in your family, in your relationship, in your life that lets people know that what's not okay is not okay, right? So that complicit silence leaves the shadows, right? It leaves the shadows still in the shadows, because there is no light. When we say nothing, when we do nothing, we create nothing, right? So Spirit is inviting you to speak up and speak to your Spirit team in Patreon. With when you become a member with me on Patreon, there's meditations there for you to access that are about the current energy. That's the intention when I download those. When I download them from my Spirit team to your Spirit team for you, that is entirely what the deal is when I'm doing that. Even when I'm doing these readings every day, the whole deal is to help us as a collective work through the energy. And Spirit is acknowledging that this week has felt particularly frustrating or sad. There's just this sort of down energy, and we've got to push through. We're going to bust out of that. Okay, this is up to us. And we're using the affirmation, I live in the light. That is what you can just keep telling yourself. I live in the light. I live in the light. I am the light. I am you, whatever about the light. Just keep using it until it kind of saturates you, so that you can think to yourself, yeah, damn it. All right, I'm not going to let these other bits and pieces pull me down, because time will play out. Okay, we are working with Spirit, and that is our intention. All right, so I'm going to pick 3 cards. You know the deal: the left, the right, and the middle. And you pick one of those cards, and that's your reading for the day, or you can just go with all 3, see how you feel. All right, so the lefties. Yeah, so this is very accurate, isn't it? Because we kind of feel like we're stuck, we're in a cage, other people hold the keys. You can see he's holding the keys there, and it makes us feel like we can't undo what is happening in our lives. Stuff is just happening to us and around us. And yet actually that cage is massive. The holes in that cage, she could make an effort. She could climb out. So that's what Spirit is trying to encourage us to do, is to climb out. And the foot over here is on Venus. You know, why do we do it? Because we want to live in a world that is unconditional love. So that is definitely for you lefties. Righties. And this expectation that anything that can go wrong will go wrong, you know, this like just having to be on the defense all the time, thinking what's going to happen next, you know, and it's whew, makes me feel like I can't breathe because of the stress that's shown in this card. It's so much Mars energy. Over here is Mars. It's so much Mars energy. Mars is the god of war, and it's so much like, I'm just going to fight you about it, whether that's on the world stage or in your own life. You just want to fight. You're just going to, you feel, and you are telling yourself, I'm sticking up for my perspective. BS to that, right? Put your blooming spiritual pants back on. Middle card. Yeah, so Spirit is saying, I'm here. I'm here for you. You're exhausted, you know, and actually, you know, I'm a little bit got a cold. Yeah, I've got a cold. You know, and this is what happens when we don't take our own advice. You know, I'm just as human as everybody else, right? So Spirit is saying that, again, Mars is down here poking him in the back. you know, so he doesn't want to get up, he doesn't want to do anything, and yet our spirit team is here and they're saying you're just being stubborn. So if you have not been meditating, you need to get back to it, because that's the part that's kind of shutting the door and making you feel quite frustrated. We need to get back into being your spiritual self. All right, and on that note, have a wonderful